God bless you, my brothers and sisters. May the grace and peace of God be upon you all, and welcome back. Um, you know, as I was praying, as I was in my alone time with God, I was asking Him, and I was presenting this platform in His hands, and I was asking Him, what should I do? What type of content, if you want to put it like that, what type of videos should I be uploading on here? Because I don't want this platform to be just a platform where things are posted randomly, where things are posted, uh, you know, without being led by the Spirit. That's the best way to put it, without being led by the Spirit. So I asked them, and we will still continue to post the sermons whenever I have a chance or opportunity to preach about the gospel, about the word of God. Whenever I have an opportunity to preach and I have footage of it, I will continue to upload it here. But something I want to do as well, I want to do something more. And God, in my alone time, in my prayer time with Him, He spoke and He gave me a revelation, something that is a beautiful idea, something that we have to do constantly. And I believe that this is a beautiful way to apply this to our lives. Something that we have to do as believers is not only pray, we have to dive deep into the word, and we have to understand what the word is saying. Prayer is you talking with God, but reading the word is when God talks back to you. God talks in many ways, but the number one way in which you can hear the voice of God is by reading the word. So, in this new series, this mini series that I want to start, I want to look at a certain word, a word that we can apply in our lives, but a word that word that we are applying in our lives, we can look at it in the word of God. So we're going to call this mini series that we're going to be doing word to word, where we're going to be taking a word and taking it to the word of God and apply that to our lives so that we can walk properly in this walk with Christ, so that we can move along and move forward and reach that ultimate goal, which is getting to heaven to worship Him and adore Him eternally. So, this word that we're going to be utilizing, this word that we're going to be trying to dive deep into the Word of God, is called disciplined. The word is discipline. This is the word that we're going to be looking at for this month of February. We are going to be looking at different Bible verses. So please, if you have your Bible, just go to the book of Psalms, chapter 91. I'm sure most of you know the Psalms already. This was one of the Psalms, as a matter of fact, that my father, my mom taught me as a kid growing up, where they would make me repeat it. Um, One of the ones I learned. And the word disciplined, how is this applied in Psalms 91? It's pretty simple, and I'm not going to take too long, but it's pretty simple. When you read the word, um, in verse 1, it says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Verse 2 says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust." And then once you start to go deeper and continue to read it, and if you're watching this video, I'll give you this homework. Read the entire Psalms 91. Read that entire chapter. When you read the entire chapter, you're starting to see that the psalmist is talking about the promise that God can do for you, how He can be your protector. You feel me? But the key to having God as your protector is in the first verse. The first verse says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High." Meaning, another version of this word says, "He who abides," and abides is live. When you live in the presence of God, then all these things follow along. Now, what does that have to do with the word discipline? Well, in order for you to live in the presence of God, you have to be disciplined enough to do that. You see, because we automatically think, because people read this verse and they apply it to their lives, but they forget that you have to live in the presence of God. You have to stay under his covering. You can't get out of the covering, meaning you can't go in there, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you're going through a hardship. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You're getting attacked. You're getting attacked left and right. You're getting all these darts thrown at you, all this and that. But then, you go in the cover and you're like, God, protect me. God protects you because you're under the cover. But then when they stop throwing the darts, when the attacks stop, you go back to your old ways. You go back to doing whatever it is you was doing. You go back to your sinful way. You have to be disciplined enough to stay there even when the attacks are not coming. Disciplined enough to stay in the presence of God even when there are no attacks. That is the key to everything, because it's not only the protection, it's not only those things that God can do for you. Being in the presence of God will give you a fulfillment. It will give you everything you need. His presence is all we need. His presence is sufficient, more than sufficient, more than enough. His presence is everything to us as believers. And our job is to try and get those people who are still not believing to come to the presence so that they understand what we are witnessing, what we can feel. So, the word disciplined, that is what this verse, what this chapter, Psalms 91, is really telling us. And it starts out in verse 1. He who dwells, he who is disciplined enough to live in my presence will have my protection. So I encourage you, share this word, share this video with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. Make sure that the word gets out. We are supposed to be spreading the gospel, and it's not easy. It's not easy out here trying to live a life, trying to follow Christ. I mean, Paul said it. You know what I'm saying? Once you decide to come over here, you got to pick up your cross and walk. You're crucified. You made yourself crucified with him. That means that you're going to go through tough times, but you got to be disciplined enough. Stay the course, stay in there. Keep going forward, but make sure that you stay in the covering of the Most High. Live in his presence. Try to access his presence and stay there. Be disciplined enough to stay there, even when there are no attacks. So, my friends, my family, my beloveds, God bless you. Share this word. Spread the gospel. Spread the gospel always. And make sure that your friends, your people who are around you, that they know that in you is someone who is willing to help them out, to make sure that they know that in you is the image of God, and you know how Jesus came down here to help us out. We are supposed to help others out. So share this word with someone, share with someone who may need to hear this now. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.